All right, all right. Hey, Libras, welcome back. So, Libras, I actually tried to do this recording a little earlier, but my doggy was in need of my attention, and so we had to get back out and do a do a little outdoor joggy. So, anyway, I'm back now. Thanks for your patience. So, I had done a pre-shuffle, and I promised you in the other video that I would not change the cards. I would pick up right where we left off. So, here's the thing: about once a quarter, I like to go ahead and do a storyline where I explore where's the area of growth, and then anytime that we have growth, I always feel like that changes our like persona a little bit. We have new skills, we have a new sense of confidence, and that makes us sexy in all new ways. So I like to ask, what is making us attractive now? So let's begin at the beginning. So our pre-shuffled cards, this is all about the areas of growth, and you are the only zodiac who actually got 2 cards. Hey, Miss M, good to see you, honey. So first off, of course, there's some mythology. So let's begin. So we have the gorilla, which is associated with peace, but also heavily associated with strength. So out of Cameroon, there's some mythology that the great god Zamba, he created everything, and he had 4 sons, and he asked those 4 sons to go ahead and create mankind. And so these were gorillas, right? So these gorilla sons, they are responsible for creating mankind, and each of the 4 sons had different characteristics. One was kind of like foolish and playful, one was much more wise, and one Nigi was really strong. And so as mankind is made, mankind decides, or a particular man decides, he wants to go and spend a little time off in the forest watching Nagi with his family, because he wants to maybe absorb more of that strength. Now that he's been created, he wants to, in particular, he's intrigued by like, what is it about this particular one of the 4 sons, that makes him so strong? So he goes and he watches, and man sees that the gorilla is, really kind with his gorilla children, and he's, like takes care of his family, and he does what gorillas do. And he's thinking, well, I don't understand how that's so strong. And then all of a sudden the gorilla picks up this huge boulder, because gorillas are incredibly strong, and then just sets it back down. And that's when it clicks that this is what a strong leader looks like. It's somebody who is gentle and kind. However, the strength is there, but they don't have to use strength and hoot and holler and yell and create havoc to show their strength. Being gentle and kind is a form of strength, and it does not diminish any of our other strengths. So it's like, why use like a hammer when a velvet glove will do, right? Why not be gentle if it can get the point across? Why flex and show your strength? So that's the way to have peace. So if there's an area of personal growth here, it may have much to do with that in particular. Also, just an interesting fact about gorillas, they have fingerprints just like we do. And oh gosh, there's so many fantastic things about them. I could go on, but they tend to live in groups as well. And there's I'm not going to go down that road because I could talk for a really long time. But in any case, we have peace, but like I say, it's combined with strength. So we figured out how to have that kind of peace. Now, your second card here is the Tarantula, and the Tarantula is about connections, but maybe a little differently than what we think of. So in this story, the goddess Diana from, Greek mythology, she has a daughter, and her daughter, well, at this point in time when she has her daughter, the world has kind of forgotten the connection to the divine feminine. And so her daughter is tasked with like traveling across the world and reminding mankind about the divine feminine. And so as her daughter does this from town to town, she kind of is like basically weaving like a network of understanding. And then one day she's out in the forest, and she sees this tarantula spinning its web, and that's when it strikes her that is essentially what we all do, right? Our life is made up of webs of connections, but it is also about connecting to that divine, in this case, divine feminine energy. So we have a really strong message about peace and strength. This is our message of growth, combined with understanding how interwoven we are to each other, but also how to reconnect with some of our divine, like receptive energy, our energy to grow. And it is interesting because tarantulas have more of the spinnerets than most spiders. Most spiders just have one. So that's a little output where they, they spit out their, well, it actually starts as a fluid before it becomes the webbing, but they actually have between 2 to 4. So that's pretty unique about tarantulas. They have like kind of a capacity to do a little bit, I guess, more elaborate webbing because of that extra apparatus that they have on their bodies. But just kind of an interesting added piece of information. So if this is what we are like feeling empowered by, this is the new energy that we're like, wow, wait a second, I get it. I've grown in these particular ways where I can see my strength doesn't have to be like with a hammer. My strength can be softer. I can find peace with someone and I can connect, whether it's masculine or feminine. I'm connecting to my divine feminine, which could be really important because let me put it this way, for this to be an area of growth, I could almost imagine that perhaps we had a situation where we were really having to step up in our divine masculine energy and always look, imposing and like, I don't need anybody's help. I got it. I can do it all on my own. This is saying, well, I am still that person, but I can also allow someone to come in and, treat me like the divine feminine that I am. Or it's that I'm finding a peaceful way to still exert myself and gain respect. I feel like a lot of this has to do with how we look at ourselves, how we feel respected. But it could also talk about how we view connections with others. Like I want to have peaceful connections that will also grow and, foster a strong bond. As I say strong, we just got the strength card. So again, areas of growth here, Libra, we keep getting kind of similar messages. Also, like no matter what, we keep getting animals for you. Now, granted, the first deck is an animal deck. The second deck is not, though. So I think it's interesting that now we have this Leo energy. We have leadership qualities, but this is, again, a peaceful form of leadership. We have grown in comfort. We don't have to like flex. We don't have to show our strength. I feel like, let me put it this way. I feel like we've been in situations in the past where we had to prove ourselves or we thought that we had to. And now we're like, yeah, I prove myself every day, but I don't have to do it just because somebody else is like goading me or, trying to make me feel less than. So then I have to show my strength. I don't care if somebody is trying to like draw me out or, like I almost feel like we've been in maybe a toxic environment of people sometimes where, they almost like they poke at us and poke at us and poke at us because it's like, oh yeah, you're the big boss. Oh yeah, show me. It feels like we've been in a difficult set of circumstances where we've either been goaded into having to show our backbone, and now we're like, wait a second. I am really strong. I don't have to respond to those razzes. I don't have to respond to the knuckleheads that are, pushing me to like flare. I don't have to do that. I'm at peace. The other thing we're recognizing with this temperance card in the reverse is other people, oftentimes they're not in peace. They're not in a state of peace. That may be why now I can see that clearly, right? If someone is coming from a place of their own imbalance, I can spot it a mile away now. Why? Because I'm so calm. I don't get riled by them. I already know I've got control of the situation. I got control of me. So I think that we've grown in being able to spot people that are imbalanced from a mile away. And this is also impacting us in the way we love, maybe even in our confidence. Like maybe we weren't the kind of person in the past who we would have walked right up to a person or an opportunity that we really wanted and simply said it. We do that now. We've grown in some level of confidence where it's like that because I'm secure in myself. If there is someone I want to go talk to, of course I'll go talk to them. I know my cup of love is good enough to offer. I know I don't have to prove it over and over again. I'm already a worthy person. This is a wonderful energy flow to be in because this is so much about the tenderness and the power that comes with like really knowing ourselves and not being afraid of like how do I say this? Not feeling like we have to prove it. We know it, so we don't have to prove it. I feel like also if we had been through situations where we didn't have anyone beside us, we might have been primed to always have to like overachieve. You know, maybe we didn't have a lot of support growing up. Maybe we didn't have this kind of like role model. So we always had to overachieve. And now we're realizing, wait a second, I have achieved a lot and I can set a better example for, you know, whomever I'm setting an example for, my coworkers, my children, my relationships, if I am super peaceful in my strengths instead of always feeling like I got to battle to prove myself or to overcome or to always stand on my own 2 feet, never let anybody close to me, never let anybody help me. There's a lot of messages here. This is like, you guys, like I said, you got 2 cards to start it out. So maybe that's why it's like such a huge, like integrated but massive shift. It's interesting because we've grown in being able to be more relaxed, more receptive, and more powerful, like and outgoing all at the same time. I can accept that I am powerful and I don't need to prove it. I can also say people will want to connect with me and I can receive from them. And at the same time, I can walk up to someone that I want and I can offer my cup of love because I know it's a worthy cup. Doesn't mean that it's going to be the right cup for them, but I don't doubt myself. If someone rejects me, they weren't ready for what I had to offer. That's fine. It doesn't impact me emotionally and makes me feel less than. This is really beautiful. Okay, so now let's shift over to, so what's making you attractive, right? Because I mean, all that kind of confidence is super attractive, right? But let's be a little bit more specific. Now, I only read this deck in the upright. Oh my gosh, that card literally, that went all the way behind the camera. Okay, I only read this in the upright because each card has a dual meaning already. We have the Chariot to the Strength card. We have the 6 of Cups to the 7 of Cups. And we have the Judgment to the World. Are you kidding me? What's making you so attractive to somebody right now? And people in general, what they're attracted to in you, and also what makes you sexy. Like we can think of platonic attraction and like attraction in the sense of like, I'm attracted to the energy vibe that you have, or you know, I'm attracted to the way you live your life. And then we can also talk about it in what makes you sexy and I'm attracted to you, you know. So let's look at it in 2 ways. That same power. Here we go again with the Strength card. So you've doubled down on the Strength card in this, but this is an interesting kind of strength because you know how we talked about it with the gorilla, with the story of Nagi in the beginning. That's exactly what we see all over again. He's sitting here in meditation, right? Even though this is the Chariot and the Strength card, which is usually like power cards, moving forward, taking action. He's sitting here in complete meditative state because part of his power comes from his deep connection within. You're moving forward emotionally. This is what makes you so attractive, is like, I feel as if you've really mastered something. And when there are obstacles, you are the person in the room who can like quietly assess a situation, not get all ruffled. You can handle stuff in such a quiet, powerful way that people look to you. You may be a natural leader, and that could be very hot, very hot, because it's like, wow, I don't know how you do it. You make it look so easy. So that's making you super attractive to somebody. Um, Obviously, we have a soulmate energy. So somebody sees you as a perfect match. But it's interesting because we have like, there's a childlike energy, and then there's also this, you know, kind of like the hot romance, you know, that evolves, right? So we have like 2 elements here. We may have someone who thinks that they are a past life soulmate to you, and that's making you very attractive. They may feel a connection. They may be like, you know, I feel like I can be goofy and have fun with you, but I also have passion for you. And I feel like maybe we've done this before, or what might this evolve into? I feel connected to you, but I also feel like there's so much more to you. You're a very deep person. So whoever this person is, this is somebody who they get it. Now, granted, they are seeing the version of us that has grown so much, right? They're seeing the version of us that is so grounded and powerful, and this person is connecting so beautifully with that version of us. That's maybe they've gone through something similar, and maybe that's what they're recognizing also for this soulmate energy to be here. But then we have the reconciliation moving into this brand new world. It's as if this person sees you as somebody, probably because you've gone through your own growth phases. They see you as somebody who has a lot of forgiveness in you. They see you as somebody who has already elevated yourself. So seeing that kind of growth, seeing that kind of forgiveness, seeing that kind of like rebuilding one's own life, that's really amazing. But this could also be somebody who is, they're attracted to the you that you are now. This could be somebody that we knew already in the past. Maybe we knew them as platonic friends when we were kids, and now we're adults and we're encountering each other again. And it's like, wow, I'm so impressed with who you are. I'm so impressed with like what you have become. I see this in you. This may not be someone that we knew a long time ago. This could be all still kind of like I said, past life stuff versus someone who we actually knew in this life. We can take that storyline either direction, but no matter what, we end with the world card, right? So from the judgment to the world, this winds up being a brand new beginning. So it's a new you. It's a new opportunity. This person loves the vibe that you have. They love the centeredness, the groundedness. They feel a past life connection, and they feel like they would elevate also if the two of you joined forces here. It's like you've started your life over from scratch, but more peaceful and more knowledgeable and more powerful than ever. And I feel like it is not lost on this person. So either they've gone through something similar, or they simply can identify, they can feel that in you. Or like I say, it could be someone who's already known us and they are seeing us in this whole new light. It's like something's different about you. Hell, everything's different about you. And it's like, what the heck? I like this. This is extremely attractive. So this could be somebody who wants to revive a connection, or they hope that you will revive it with them. Perhaps both of you are such different people now. So kind of a really, really cool, really powerful vibe. But I would say you guys had more of the cards about growth than any other zodiac. And it's interesting because it's like there was so much growth here. The strength, the peace, the connection, the power, the certainty that you have this courage to be exactly who you are unapologetically, the ability to see people that are not very balanced yet. So it's really easy for you to pick and choose who you're interested in, what kind of a soulmate matches you. You might have been calling this person in, the person who is attracted. It's like when we're really confident, it's pretty much us that starts to make the choices. So either we're pursuing somebody first, or we open that gateway, or we just energetically are calling them in. So really, I would say this is a very empowered story. As always, guys, they are just stories. I am not a psychic. I am a writer who writes without a pen. And so I just like to do this style of storytelling once in a while because it's totally different. It's really fun, and I like to keep things interesting. So if you enjoy it, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget that at some point in time tomorrow, I will be going live. So you'll want to be subscribed and keep your notification bells on, because I do this specifically for my subscribers, where I'll do some card pulls for them. So I'll see you guys at some point tomorrow, hopefully. Anyway, you guys, thanks for being here. Now I'm glad you like it. I know it's super colorful, right? Ingrid, yes, I'm sorry. Were you with me at the beginning when I tried to do this about an hour ago and my dog started barking and I had to pause? Thank you for returning. Sorry about the interruption. Hi, Sherry. Aaliyah, how are you? Good to see you guys. Hello, hot little Mexican. Glad to have you here. XOXO, my pleasure. Oh, thank you, Angela. I'm glad you enjoyed this. This is one of my favorite. I love to do my singles. I love to do my bonus reads, and I love to do this one that I do quarterly. These are probably my most favorites because it's beyond love stories, and I like when there's all these other topics, and I love mythology, and so it's really fun for me. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you. Hi, Air. Hi, Dee. All right, you guys. Ingrid, you were very patient because I was gone a long time. I had to help my doggy run off his energy. So, Tiffany, hi, sweetheart. Glad to see you guys. It is an absolute pleasure. Thank you. Back at you, Aaliyah. Thank you for everything you are. Take care, guys. Bye for now.